Hi, I'm Leapfrog.
So, Thor Ragnarok. A movie set in a time and a place where everything seems so whimsical and willing to fight for whatever is, present in that very, very place that Thor is presiding. His brother, there too, decide to make ends meet and try to, find themselves in this realm. And that being the case, it simply objectifies the idea of what could be justice in terms of what characters are implemented in this story. What this comes down to is, what are we finding about the characters in this story? What are their goals? What do they want to achieve? And how are they going about achieving it? See, the thing is, when you're thinking about Thor Ragnarok, in difference to the other Thor films, what makes this story different from the rest? What brought Thor up in terms of popularity? And how can we get to the point of understanding what Thor is to the general public? He's a superhero for the Avengers. That is very, very understandable and very, very obvious. But the thing is, when you're thinking about something like this, it gives you the impression that nothing is really of weight in terms of Thor compared to the other superheroes. But that doesn't mean that Thor is useless. It just means that his stories need more time to develop. And in Thor Ragnarok, that's what exactly happened. Thor Ragnarok allowed people to see Thor in a different light. Allowed people to see Loki in a different light. And allowed new characters to come, like Valkyrie and, the rock thingy. And the idea of this film, moreover so, created a big tent. A big sentimental tent over a character's viewing. And that being said, it means so much more to people to see a Thor more relaxed, a Thor more determinative, a Thor more memorable. And that gives me the question of what could possibly mean in terms of the nooks and crannies of when we talk about characters and story. Because when we talk about Marvel, it is about the characters, and it is most definitely about the story. So let's go into detail. Okay, so this limitless bound of what people see as, Thor, Loki, and Valkyrie, three characters that are implementably great to the story, as well as Hulk. What can you really find? What does the sister have to do with it? Thor's sister and Loki's sister. Is it the jealousy that presides in her? Does she want to be queen? Or does she just want to ruin everything and rule all? Superheroes come in different fashions. And, in this fashion, it seems to be that superheroes come in different lights. Thanos wants to just get rid of half of life and restore the other half's lives as a better means towards greatness. This one just wants to rule it all and take what she wants as what she wants. And supplement to the factor, that's exactly what drives this story. The wants and the needs are something that people drive by and understand into what's been driven into it. And the greatest thing you could take away from a film in terms of wants and needs, whether it be evil or good, is that each are bouncing heads with each other, constantly bumping heads until they get to the right point of whichever one gives up or dies. And that's the greatest part of Thor Ragnarok that we didn't see in the other films. We didn't see specific wants and needs. We saw this in Thor Ragnarok. We saw Loki trying a new leaf and trying to get away from his brother's responsibility. And we see Thor trying to understand and eventually does understand that Loki needs to lead his own way. And with other characters in the story being Valkyrie, to understand that the very thing that holds her back is her disappointing factor in terms of warriors that have been fallen under. And the thing is, when you think about all this combined together, you have Thor Ragnarok, a different look of Thor in the view of everyone who loves Marvel movies. But here's the thing. What does this mean for you and I? What does this mean for you and I? Application, of course. Okay, so when we look at this movie, when you look at yourself, what do you see that's most important to the changing and redirection of your life? How are you redirecting from bad to good? How are you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, this is what I want to be, in difference to what I was earlier? But that's not all. And this should be taken with utmost importance. What are you doing to change your life forever? What actions are you taking to do it? Because when you do it, it can actually change your life for the greater good. Whoever's in your life, family, friends, acquaintances, bosses, anyone, what are you doing to change the course of your life? Thank you for coming to Logan's Story. and let's continue forward. Thank you for coming along the story. Thank you for coming to this Marvel movie worldview commentary. There are more commentaries in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Also, the mission is 1,000 subscribers. You guys can help me get there by hitting the share, like, and subscribe button right under the screen. Also by hitting that bell. Leave a comment if you can too. Thank you again, and peace.